Welcome to Someone's Happy Hour. Today is August 24th. We have episode 37 today, and we've got a great show in store for you guys. Today, we're talking golf, all things golf. We've got some segments, and then we wrap it up with our 5v5 of worst texts you can receive. We've got a unique episode for you guys today. We're actually bringing on one of our favorite guests, Kyle. So he'll be joining us. We'll be doing some time traveling as we record some segments here and then loop them in later. So really looking forward to that. This should be a good conversation.
Yeah, no, it should be a good time, especially because I feel like all of us kind of us two at least started golfing around the same time, and I feel like this kind of leads pretty well, and maybe Kyle can be the veteran of the group.
Yeah.
To give us, a good amount, and then also we have that scary 5v5.
Yeah, exactly. So to be clear, like to Tyler's point, Kyle is not joined yet. We're gonna finish up this, wrapping up our segments, and then bring him in. But to be clear, to echo his point, Kyle will probably sound super humble when we're talking about golf here in a little bit, but he is like a machine. Like he actually golfs, right. And he definitely downplays it where he'll be like, "Oh yeah, dude, I'm not that good," but like he can hit it pretty fucking straight. So, which I envy because I can't even do that. So.
No, yeah, that's pretty much the main problem. Honestly, that would solve probably more than half my issues on the course.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you can just, I feel like, and I mean, I don't want to get too much into golf just yet because I know we're going to do it later, but I think the thing that's so frustrating is just like, you can't hit it straight for the life of you. And then you're like trying to play to like your slice or whatever. And then the second you fucking pivot and you're like, oh yeah, because I've been slicing it, I'm going to recorrect myself and aim for like the water because it's going to curve so much when I hit it. That's like the one time you hit it straight and then it's a splash right into the water.
Yeah. So no,
I'm going to have a lot of good golf. Don't want to get too much into it. Sorry. Like I know we're going off on a tangent a little bit, but we'll definitely get more into the golf stuff when we got Kyle on. That'll be a lot of fun. The three of us have gone golfing a decent amount. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we can get into our morning stand up here and talk about our weeks and how things have been going for us.
Absolutely. So I guess for myself to start, so I actually went into the office this past Wednesday, which is my first time going out to our office in the burbs since moving out to Chicago. So it's kind of nice to get the rhythm down of how it works, getting like just walking to the train, to going from the train to they have like a nice little shuttle that takes us to the building and everything. So it's kind of nice figuring how that works. So that was all good. Other than that, work was just whatever. Fun weekend. I had Andy, Carter, my two brothers, and then Gavin come visit. So had a fun, nice, pretty chill weekend. Just chilled out at my place, got some good food, stuff like that, including this bomb ass breakfast place I found. I mean, I've tried a bunch of different breakfast places since being out here, but this one was like Southern style breakfast food. So I had like this spicy chicken andouille hash. I'm definitely butchering the andouille part or however you say that, but it was phenomenal. One of the best meals I've had since being out here. So definitely going to visit that again, which is called Wishbone for those of you familiar. And then as of today, which I am stoked about, I have a trip to Vegas booked coming up here in like right around Thanksgiving time, right before Thanksgiving. Never been before, super stoked. Should be a good time. And yeah, looking forward to that. So it's nice to have that officially like PTO blocked out on the calendar, flights booked, hotel booked, all that fun stuff.
Nice. Yeah, it should be definitely for sure fun.
How
yeah, I kind of had more of the same, just having a fun week. I know Nancy had a friend come visit, went out, had a good time, and saw a lot more of like the Rhino district or North District of Denver by my work. A lot of fun. Went into the office as well again for the second time ever. It's always fun to be in the office. Got to actually like connect with some coworkers and actually put more faces to the Zoom. And yeah, we went out for someone's like retiring party, which is or not retiring, but like leaving party, which is always fun because I feel like people let loose at those more often than other ones.
Gotta celebrate the years.
That was that was a good time. There was like a storm, I guess, that day though, and they're like all freaking out because it was like a severe thunderstorm, and they're like there was a tornado warning, but like to me, it did not look like a tornado was coming at all.
Mhm.
But I guess everyone in the office was kind of nervous, and I was like, well, this does not look like anything. But anyway, that was fun. I had a surprise visit from Mauricio, our friend that we have that
Oh
we probably
yeah.
mentioned quite a bit, which was a lot of fun for my birthday. Pretty much we just like hiked the whole time. We did a lot, but like pretty much what we did was hiking and got up early and do all that shit. So I'm like still tired and exhausted from that weekend, and trying to keep up with Mauricio is like in itself, which just blows my mind because he comes from 800 feet of elevation to like 10,000 and he's like not even breathing heavy.
He's like, oh, that's it. No,
Yeah, so that was pretty crazy, and then a lot of fun though. It was a good time, great surprise. And then yeah, I've just been pretty much trying all the beers I can out here. It's pretty easy to do. I know Kyle, who will be on here soon, but he mentioned me killing it on this app. If you guys don't know, it's called Untapped. And you can pretty much log beers, and there's a wine one too, I think called like Vino or something.
Yeah.
And I just been pretty much going to town on that app, so it's a lot of fun. I strongly suggest it if you guys have not or don't use it that much to really get into it, if you can find the beers.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, I definitely got to get better. I have the app, but I'm so bad I'm all about trying new beers. I'm just bad about like pulling out the app. Kyle's been notoriously really good at it. Like,
yeah. See, I know. That's what I'm trying to come after
catching
him.
up. You're also in like prime real estate for that too, because obviously out in Colorado, you've got
it's super easy because I feel like you're just like reminded any like craft beer you have, you're like reminded of it because like every place out here is pretty much like a tap room or brewery, so like they always like post Untapped on their
absolutely
wall or something like that. So
yeah, absolutely. Also, since before we jump to some stuff later and cut to Kyle, definitely want to make the awareness that for those of you in Chicago right now, on what is it, Tuesday night, it is storming like crazy. So apologies if as you're listening to this, whether it's in work or whatever, you're just hearing some crazy storms. Hopefully it's not like this tomorrow, so that is not what's happening outside. But yeah, just craziness. But yeah, I think that's probably what we got for morning stand-ups. So we'll move it on to Kyle now. Okay, so we are excited to welcome our very special guest, multiple times recurring guest at this point, our good friend Kyle. So as we said and alluded to previously, we're going to talk about some golf, which I think the three of us have gone golfing quite a few times, but Kyle's definitely a good person to talk to because he's been golfing for a bit. And I guess actually we can probably get started there.
Us, at least.
Yeah, at least longer than us. But I guess we could start there because I know like at least for me, it was picking up during COVID. I think Tyler, at least to some degree, was the same way. What was it for you, Kyle, when you like first started playing golf?
Yeah, so I guess first of all, thanks for having me on again. I enjoy being on the pod. But yeah, for me, like the first time, it's kind of funny because like I feel like when you're growing up, like you never want to play golf. Like you're like, I want to play football, I want to play basketball. Like it needs to be something physical. Like I don't want to have to like think. Like just want to play. So like I really didn't play like till probably I got into high school, and then like I started to get towards the end of high school, and like I didn't really want to run anymore. I was running cross country and track, so kind of was burnt out of that. And I was like, I'm just gonna give her a shot, and ended up playing. And I was horrible. I still am horrible. Like I mean, it's such a process, but it's more about like I don't know. For me, it's just like about just the experience. Like who cares about the score? Like we're just gonna go out there and like enjoy it and like have fun with your friends.
Yeah, no, I agree. And especially on that one point about like when you're growing up, you don't really want to play it. Because I remember I had clubs when I was like in middle school, and like I love to rip the shit out of the golf ball. But then after that, I was like, I don't really want to play. Like I'll rip it to the hole and then I'll just like, I'm good now. I don't really want to putt it. And like you can tell that practice pretty much still shows in my golf game now. But I literally stopped playing for like the longest time, literally up until like Jason said in COVID, picked it back up again. But yeah, it's really funny. Not a variety sport that's very attractive to high energy kids.
I think that's one of when Kyle was talking about just wanting to rip it. Like I think that's like why I love Top Golf. Like that's I think the first thing that I was like, oh shit, like maybe I don't know how much I like the other parts, but hell, if you tell me I can go to Top Golf for some food, drinks, and just fucking put a ball down, just crank it. And granted, it might not be great, but there's just a few shots that I need to where I'm like, hell fucking yeah, that's all I need. And I love it.
Yeah. Well, it's like the satisfaction of like a really like a bomb hit
Oh
is
yeah.
like slim
Oh
and
yeah.
none. There's
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
compares to that.
Absolutely. It's those hits that like even after a shitty game, it's that one hit or that one hole where you're like, this is why we play.
Yeah. Plus, like you were mentioning, Kyle, with the experience, I feel like also like it depends who you're with too. So like obviously when I was younger, I was with like, my stepdad or my stepbrother. And it was fun, but like when you're with your friends and like you have your own kind of like way of doing things with like your friends and goofing around or like, messing around on each hole, it's more fun that way for sure.
Absolutely. So I guess just thinking about golf in general, what would you say, and I guess go to either of you, what would you say is like kind of your favorite thing about golf? If you had to boil it down to like number one thing, this is like my favorite thing about golfing.
That's a good question. I think my favorite thing about golf is like number one, finding the beverage cart
Yeah.
and grabbing
Absolutely.
a cooler of beers and cracking one after the first rough shot.
Oh yeah.
True,
That's
true
number
that.
one.
True that.
That is definitely a good one. I honestly, my favorite part is actually like seeing the course and like not like a cheesy way, but just like I think it's all like it's just like really cool, like where you're like shooting from to, or like where you're coming from, how you're gonna get there, the way it's laid out, and then also like, especially now that I've been here in Colorado, there's like just like really pretty views of like the area or like parks. It's like really well kept areas, usually like golf courses that like you're playing on. So to me, that's always like a really cool, really fun part of golf.
For sure. Yeah,
What
I
about
don't
you,
know.
Jason?
I feel like I think the nicest thing, and it's sort of like what Kyle said earlier, where, or I guess maybe the opposite. Like Kyle said, the reason that, like when he's growing up, he's like, oh, I wanted to play basketball, baseball, and all that stuff. And same, like that was same for me. And it was like golf was like, why would I want to golf? Like mini golf, sure, but actual golf, why would I want to do that? And I think for me, it's just a nice thing where I could still have some sort of like competitive outlet to where it's like you have like obviously like I'm definitely not in by any stretch of the imagination at a stage where I'm like competitively like reaching for a score or knocking down my handicap or anything like that. But it's one of those things where like it's just nice to have a competitive outlet that I know like when I played basketball in high school, I knew I was not going to be playing in college. I knew there was a time limit on this thing outside of if I want to play like rec or intramurals or whatever. So it's nice to be doing a sport that you can have like a competitive outlet and like there's not really an end timetable. Like I had lunch with my grandpa today and he was talking to me about how he just came from the golf course like this morning. So I was like, the fact that you can have that and you can do that well into your age is just like that's probably my favorite part at least.
That's true. Plus, I feel like golf got a lot more fun when you could start drinking. So
True that. True that.
Oh yeah, that definitely helped.
yeah, give you some what is it? Golf grease or swing? What is it? Swing grease or something like that. Always is a
Yeah.
good time.
That's hilarious.
So, what do you guys think is your least favorite thing about golf? What makes you mad the most about golf?
That's easy. I would say the most annoying part about golf, and this is goes back to like being younger and stuff too, is like it's such an expensive sport for like relative to any other sport. Is like you need like the clubs or like you need like a lot of times like training and skill development and then
Golf
it's like then
balls,
you need to
tees.
yeah and then it's like oh and then pay to actually play. Like everything costs so much with golf, so that's like my least favorite thing because I think as a kid like probably would have got into it more if like it was just like more like easily accessible.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. It kind of goes in the same vein because I agree that one of the things that sucks is like it's just the expensiveness, and there's like this, and this kind of goes into what I was gonna say too. Is like there's this like sense of a very like exclusivity of golf where it's like if you're not in the know of golf or know how to golf, like you feel like shit when you're playing. And this is what I was getting at to the part that I don't like about golf is I feel like there's people who take it way too seriously. Like you have those people who are like, yo, pick it up, pace the play. Or you have people who are like, yo, you're 2 minutes beyond your tee time. Like, what's going on? Like, who are freaking out. And I'm like, yo, this is just a game. It's likely you're doing this on a Saturday or Sunday. Like, just enjoy your weekend. Like, we're all out here to have a good time. We're all at varying skill levels. It's fine. But I think like it's one of the things that I think prohibits people from actually wanting to even like attempt golf. I know for a while for me, like that was like one of the things like, okay, like, yeah, if someone asked me, hey, do you want to go golfing? Sure. But it's also one of those things where in the back of my head, I'd be like, I'm not good at golf. I've not really tried golf. So why would I want to do that when people are just gonna get mad at me because they're behind me and I'm going too slow and I'm like going up to swing and completely shank it. So for me, like that's the thing I hate most is the people who take it way too damn seriously. It's like, dude, we're not on the PGA tour. We're in fucking Mundelein. Like, let's calm down.
Yeah. I think to echo your guys' points, yeah, like the expensive part of it is definitely the biggest bummer of like you got to pay for a cart if you don't want to walk. You got to pay to play. You got to like have a polo. You got to have shoes. You got to have like, you know, a golf glove. I mean, I guess these things are like kind of like almost necessities, but not really required. But, and then not to mention golf clubs are just beyond crazy too. Like a driver is like $500, but like, or more.
True.
And, but I guess to go off on just like a new point of, I am not a fan of always having to play with people. I like playing with other people, but like if I just want like if like me and like Nancy want to just go play, like I don't want to have to buy 4 slots just for us two to go play. Like I don't want to be partnered up with anyone else. I just want to have a good time with her and go play. But instead now we have to partner up with 2 other people and they have to like make awkward small talk and you have to like watch each other play. And I mean, it's fun at times like when you're with other people or when you want to, but like, I wish there was like an option, or even if you wanted to play by yourself, you know,
it's like
you just want to be alone on the course, just chilling, get it out there. No, like it's just not a fan of that.
I was just about to say, you better hope that Mike's not a listener, dude.
Yeah,
is that what his name was?
Yeah.
when the three of us first,
I'm sure he'd rather be alone too.
when the 3 of us went golfing for the first time, we needed a 4th spot, so they paired us up with this like old man who's clearly been golfing for a very long time. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! I was like, this was my first time like doing a full 18, so I was like, this is gonna be shit, and he's gonna be so annoyed. And he fully 100%, I swear to God, and you guys, I know we said this, I guarantee that he was intending to do a full 18, but after 9 holes, he's like, I'm going to go practice my drives.
Yeah, see?
It was just so painful for him. He's like, I can't go through with this for the last 9.
Yeah, so I feel like just for things like that, like, I know it would like really mess up the whole system they got going and like how they schedule people, but I feel like there has to be something.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just like a half minute behind, like it's only one person, it, like they can do it. But
oh my God,
something like that.
Do you guys think it gets like, I don't know what's better, like to be like in Mike's position where you're just way better than the people you're playing with, or to be in like our position to be like way worse than the person you're playing with?
If I'm with other people, I don't care if I'm way worse. But if it's like just me being the worst one, I'm like, I'm gonna go work on my swing.
Yeah. That's hard to say. I definitely think that if I was like if I was in like his position, I would be like, oh dude, like I remember I used to not be that good. Like I don't really care. But I definitely, I feel like, to like what Tyler said, when I'm on the flip end of that and I'm like hands down the worst one, or like I'm definitely on the lower end of the totem pole, I'm like, dude, at a certain point, I feel like I should just pick up my fucking ball because we are at this hole for way too long.
Yeah. And especially if it's just one. But I feel like if I was like Mike in the scenario of like being the better guy and like the other 3 are kind of like definitely below, I feel like I would like start doing like practice stuff. Like I throw like 3 balls down and like chip from like 100 yards away and try to hit like the closest
Oh,
to the
yeah.
green. I'd still play like my ball, but like I start like
Mhm.
almost like practicing like
Yeah.
each hole and stuff like that.
I think another thing I just thought of that, like, outside of like the etiquette of golf or whatever you want to call it, that's also just something I cannot stand. And partially is like I just need to be better. But like I am so bad. And this is the one thing, to Mike's credit, for Mike, I'm sure you're listening. To Mike's credit, like when you've been golfing for as long as someone like that has, like you'll know where the golf ball is, you'll know where it's landing, you'll know your hits and stuff like that. Like I hate how many times I will lose golf balls just purely because I just literally have no idea where it landed. Like I'll be like, oh yeah, it's over here. And I'll be looking around for like 5 minutes and I'm like, I didn't even hit
Where'd
it
it
in the
go?
water and I just
Yeah.
can't find it. So I'm just like, well, this is fucking stupid. And I'll
Yeah.
lose golf balls that way. And nothing feels stupider than when you have to like take a penalty or just drop a ball just
Yeah,
because
take
you're
a
like,
stroke because you can't find it.
that would be like, and I don't
That's
know
true,
if
actually. That's
that's
probably
more
number
like,
one.
I
Public
would say,
enemy
I don't
number one.
know. I don't know if that gets to where it's like my least favorite part or where I'm just like, dude, maybe golf is just not for me. And I just have those moments where I'm like, dude, this isn't even fun right now. But yeah, that was something when you brought up when we were talking about Mike, I was like, that was the one thing where it was so nice where I would have my shitty ass hit and he's like, your ball's over there. I was like, you got it, dude. I know it's on the other no, it's on the other hole, like on the
I know it's not on
practice,
this fairway.
but it's on a fairway. Appreciate your help.
Yeah. No, definitely. I guess we kind of like answered most of it of like when is it fun and not fun, but I guess we kind of can go in more detail of like when it really is like fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd probably say when you're like, it's fun when you're playing well, but like it's also fun when you're playing like half well, if this makes sense, like halfway decent. Like one part of your game can be really good with your friends, like you're driving or you're putting. And like as long as you're doing one part okay, you can like still have a pretty fun time playing golf. You know, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I can at least make the putt. Let me just get it there. And like you can just get by on the day. But if everything's going wrong, that's just not fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I guess that when you have at least one thing going, like when God, I think I might have talked about it, but when I went on that trip with my family a few weeks ago, we were on like me and Carter went around on this par three course. I don't know how many times throughout the days. And one of the things that like when I was like chipping well, dude, it was so fun. Like I didn't even need my initial hit to be good. But when I was chipping well, like I had the one I know I sent you both a Snapchat and it like went in from a super far chip. I was like, dude, I better sign up for the fucking tour right now. This is insane. Like it's those moments where it's like sort of piecing it together. Now, granted, I could chip like the best, I could be chipping the best of my life. And then next game, I'm a complete ass. But it's that moment where you start to have this idea that I'm just like a few steps away, dude, and I'm right there. So I think that's when I'm like, dude, this is fun. I love this out here.
Yeah.
That's funny. For me, it's like, it's mostly fun when like it's at least like consistent, where like your shots are like mostly consistent throughout the day. Like you don't have to be like hitting the farthest shots of your career or like, like sending moon shots or like putting it right at the pin. Like you don't have to be doing anything like that, but at least like when you swing it, you're like, okay, that's gonna go straight. Like it's gonna like get off the ground and like hopefully stay on the fairway. And like that's when it's like the most fun, because like when it starts going crazy, or like where one time you'll hit a really good shot and then the next time you're like shanking it off to the left, it's like super annoying.
Kill me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that. Out of, I guess, the parts of the game of like driving, like far woods, irons, and like chipping and putting, what do you guys think is your best, like at the moment? Like if we were to go out and play it right now, what do you think you'd hit the best?
Probably irons for me. The iron play is probably the best. But driver's gotten better for me, so
Yeah.
Maybe it changes. Putting, I'm always terrible at that, and chipping, I'm always terrible at that. So I wouldn't say either of those.
It's funny because, and I'm gonna regret saying this because I guarantee the next time I golf, this is not going to be the case. I'm be like, oh yeah, I'm confident. But a part of me, like just based on how much, like Carter and I, we had to do that. Like we probably did like 60 holes worth of like par threes, and the amount of work I did with just using my pitching wedge, so like chipping, I think that's what I'd have to say that I'm happiest with. I would not say I'm like I don't want to say my driver because I didn't drive at all, so it's been a while since I've used my driver. My irons hit or miss, but I probably lean like chipping right now if I had to choose one.
Yeah, I probably have to say driver, like Longwoods. I don't know what it is, but I think I found like my niche of how to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is since thrown off every other aspect of my golf game. So now I can hit it almost to the freaking hole, but I'll keep chipping it right over the fucking green. So it doesn't even matter.
Hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, so kind of and actually one of the things I was going to ask when you mentioned the long distance is obviously you're in Colorado, so you can even hit it further now.
Yeah, I think that has an aspect of why I like it.
But that being said, like I don't know if the altitude would not necessarily factor into this, but what are some characteristics you guys would say, like, so you've golfed however many times, like when you think of like, oh, that's a nice golf course, like a course you've liked, or maybe even if it's just a specific hole, like what are some of the characteristics of the best courses that you've been to?
To me, I think like the views are very like a huge part for me because I don't know, I feel like I'm always staring off into space, but like I love like a good water feature. And honestly, as much as I hate hitting it into the water, I love when holes are next to the water. Because like, I don't know, it feels more fancy, I guess. But some of my favorite things though is like just a well-kept, like grass is like cut nicely. There's no like, crazy outlandish things in the middle of the course, but yeah, just like a real pretty green shade.
Yeah. How about you, Kyle?
Well, I would agree with Tyler and put that as like number one, like the landscaping, the views, like. But to add on another thing that I really like to see at golf courses is just like uniqueness, just like things that you wouldn't see at other golf courses, or like, I don't know, like I've been to a golf course that had like golf boards where instead of golf carts, where you'd like ride on a golf board instead, which is like a cool, unique feature that you don't see anywhere. And like, I think that's cool. Or maybe it's like you have a certain hole that's like extra long, or you have a certain hole that's extra short, or you have it built a certain way, just something unique to it. When you add like little unique features that you don't see at other courses, it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that reminds me of it. Pretty much at this Evergreen course I played at the last few times, there's like a huge boulder in the middle of the course that you have to hit over. You can't even see the hole. The like rock is so big, and there's an arrow painted on the rock to point at the hole, so you know where to aim. But you pretty much just have to go like up and over a rock, and it's not far. It's probably like 100 yards. But you just have to go up and over, and then you ring a bell when you're done to make sure like people can like behind you can go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, like,
that's
something
awesome.
unique like that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like when I think favorite, like it's honestly, there's nothing that like based on what you two had said, that's basically what I would have said. But I guess one thing that I'll add though, that's not specific to the course itself, but like more like the experience of golfing at one place versus another. It's like one of the things that I know, Kyle, when me, you, Andy, and your brother Troy, we golfed. I don't know, at this point, it was maybe like a month ago, but like I really liked that course out in Mundelein. Primarily, like it was a nice course, like average course, but like one of the things that I really liked about it was the fact that it was so chill. Like we were like showing up like right at our tee time, or honestly a little after, and the guy's like, "Oh, no worries, no rush." There was nobody behind us. They had everyone spaced out. I think they had two courses, so they were able to kind of split it up. So it's one of those things where just the vibes were like phenomenal because the guy was like just watching us, did not seem in a rush, anything like that. Like I think for me, that would be like, that's like, I mean, it's not specific to like the course itself, like the actual like features of it, because if we're talking about that, it's exactly what you guys said. But like that's an element of when I like golfed at that golf course versus like another place that I'm like, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny to think about that, because it's like a lot of times like you may go to like the nicest course ever, and like pay a bunch of money to go to like this nice course, but have such a crappy experience just because of like the people there. And it's like you could have way more fun, at least at our level, maybe. Like just going to like this cheap course that like has just like the nicest people there. Like sometimes that just ends up being better.
Oh yeah.
Almost.
I'd be curious, like, granted, again, echoing like not very good at golf, but it'd be interesting to see. Obviously you have to pay out the ass, but if you were to go to like if the three of us were to go to like Pebble Beach or something where it's like a super like top of the line course, one of the nicest courses in the world, and like obviously we're paying out the ass to golf there, but I'd be curious how the environment is. Like if they just saw like we're paying what we're told to need to pay, all this stuff, like but then they see us golf, like I'd be wondering if they just like look down on us and be like, these assholes, or if they'd be like, oh, that's cool, like they're paying, they're like newer to golf. Like I'd be super curious. Granted, I'd also be stressed as fuck because I know that this is like top of the line golfers. Like there might be the chance that you run into someone there who like actually is a professional. So that would be kind of stressful, but I don't know.
Definitely. Curious. I think another cool thing is like in the golf carts. I know a lot of nicer places have this, or like at least decent golf carts where like they tell you the range of how far you are away from the hole. And I know since I don't have a rangefinder, it's like, nice.
Oh yeah.
That can help me out a ton.
Absolutely. That was actually okay. So out of curiosity, now this is going back to when I was doing the par threes at Carter a few weeks ago. But like rangefinders, that's more for like you're seeing how far the hole is, because like these guys, when they were doing the range, there was someone who brought a rangefinder to these par threes. Like that's weird, right?
I mean,
is that like kind of normal?
I think it's more likely because you want to understand how like far, but I guess like the hole should tell you how far you are away.
It definitely did. Like
yeah,
like I don't know, I maybe I don't have a rangefinder, so I'm not exactly in tune with what it does, but like my whole thing was like, it almost was like, okay, the hole's way over there, I can barely see it, let me look, and I'm like, bro, the hole's literally right there. And the best part was this man, which like kudos to you, if you got like a rangefinder's gift, I'd be doing the same thing and like showing it, like trying it out.
Well, like they show yardage, so I guess you could like, if it's 10 yards difference, you could like, some people that's a club length, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true. I mean, this person didn't have to worry about club length, but no, it was but no, I was just curious because that was something where I was like, damn, dude, this man's taking it serious. But yeah, that's funny.
Yes. Yeah, I guess when you're a pro, you take everything seriously. You gotta play your game like you're playing normally.
You gotta. So I guess talking about when you're taking it seriously and a little bit more on the professional side. I mean, I know the answer to the like asking, do you watch golf? The answer for all three of us is yes. But I guess what I'll ask is, have you always, I mean, assuming you watch it because you like watching it, is this something that you had, like, when did you start enjoying to watch golf? Because I know for me, it used to be like, yo, who even watches golf? But it's something that like I've grown to appreciate. And I know like throughout COVID, especially when there was like fewer sports on, I was like, dude, yes, there's this tournament this weekend, or like there's this bit like the Masters, I know we watch like crazy. So I'm curious, for like based on like watching golf from that standpoint, is that something you guys have just always enjoyed watching, or is that like a newer kind of thing?
Definitely hasn't been always for me. And honestly, probably when I started watching it more was when you guys got more involved with golf, and like we went to Dallas and we watched the Masters a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like then I started to like enjoy it more because it was like I had like other people to like share it with, and like, oh, like I know people that actually like understand it. And like I guess that is kind of like the way it is for other sports too, because like growing up, like my family watched football, so I just like knew football, or like my friends like played football, so like you just knew that more. But I think that's like when I like mostly gained more appreciation for it and like actually paid attention to it more, is when like there was just like more people to share it with.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's almost like the same, but I know like in my family growing up, like almost every like spring holiday we had like golf on. So like Easter, I don't know, St. Patrick's Day. If there's any birthday or any gathering in springtime, we always had golf on. And like I never, I guess, cared about it when I was younger, but like I didn't necessarily hate it. I'd watch it if it was on. but I was more into other sports. And then, yeah, like Kyle said, once we all kind of got into golf more, and then of course, like Nancy's dad like loves golf, so he like watches it quite frequently. And I feel like when you do have someone to talk with, they're like, "Oh shit, you see that shot?" Like that's when it gets very interesting. Plus, like when you're playing, it also helps when like you understand how hard a shot is. You're not just like, "Oh yeah, whatever." Like he just hit a golf ball. You're like, "Oh shit!" Like he just hit it like next to the pin or something like that. You're like, "Damn." So
True. I think for me, it's one, yeah, understanding golf and getting to know some of the names and all that stuff. But I mean, for me, like the easy answer is like, oh, cool, I can bet on this. And that immediately adds like an element to where I'm like actively rooting for or against someone on a hole. I'm like, let's fucking go. So that definitely for me is the easy answer. But I mean, even betting aside, like I'll still watch like golf and all that stuff and enjoy it. And especially like now that I think the biggest thing for me is just knowing the names better, because there's definitely a few golfers that I'd say are some of my favorite golfers that I like actually like watching and following and crack me up on like social media and stuff, to where like I actually have a rooting interest in like when I'm watching a tournament. What was that?
Your favorite one, Bryson DeChambeau?
No, that would be our next question. Least favorite golfers, hands down, numero uno for that. Can't stand that man.
I actually have a hat just like his. And I thought about wearing it for this, like when I first popped on, just like as a joke.
That would have been funny.
But I couldn't find it, so
that would have been good. That would have been good. Yeah. Oh my god. I know we talked about. I think we talked about him briefly when we recorded in Texas. But yeah, I can't stand that man. I still just can't believe that you could be like, I understand as a professional athlete, to a certain extent, you got to be cocky, like you got to have confidence, all that stuff. But to say that the Masters, like the biggest golf tournament of the year, to say that the Masters, it's a par 72, like a lot of courses, par 72, you're like, oh, for everyone, it's a par 72. For me, it's like a par 66 or 67 or whatever he said. And then to not even follow through and to like be over the regular par, it's like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't stand them. I absolutely can't stand them.
Who's your favorite golfer?
Are you asking me?
Either one.
Kyle, who's your favorite golfer?
Favorite golfer? I like the RSM guys, but I wouldn't really say they're my favorite. So like Abraham Ancer is cool, and Zach Johnson's cool, but for some reason I kind of like Justin Thomas. Just because like I feel like he's not the biggest guy out there. He's like just goes out there and like he's usually pretty consistent and smooth. Like I don't know, he just seems like a good guy. So I like watching him.
I think my number one probably has to be Brooks Koepka, purely because he has as much disdain for Bryson as I do, and he absolutely gives him no time of the day, and I think that's fucking hilarious. So I'd say him, but I'd say a close second is Colin Morikawa, because I just think it's so cool. Like I've like obviously he's done really great. Like he's pretty young. I think he's honestly either our age or younger, and it's just super impressive. And I've listened to him on a bunch of different podcasts, and he just seems like a super cool dude. So I'd say he's up there. And then I like Max Homa. I think it's funny because he doesn't necessarily always make the cut, but he's super like funny about it on Twitter. Like he'll be out tweeting on like a Saturday or something, and people are like, "Oh, why aren't you golfing right now?" He's like, "Well, I make more money than you." Or like he'll like be like, "Oh, why don't you golf me then? Like, let's go golfing." And I'm just like, that cracks me up. Or like people will tweet at him like, "Oh, we should go golfing." It's like, no. So he cracks me up. And then the only other one I could think of off the top of my head is and sorry, we're like not leaving any golfers for you to name, Tyler, so apologize, but is Will Zalatoris. He's like, he had really good Masters, and I think he had a good few tournaments after that, but I think he got hurt recently. But he's up there as one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much all of them. But
yeah, I was about to say, we just named like between the two of us, we named about 8 guys. I
was always a big fan of Ricky Fowler though, just because I used to love the way he dressed. And like that orange Puma suit was always so funny to me. And I always just wanted to see him. I love watching whenever he plays. Except recently, I don't think he's been doing that good, but he's still making it. So
Yeah.
Other than that, and Rory McIlroy too.
Yeah.
He's like one of my favorites because he like looked up to Tiger Woods, and like obviously everyone's favorite is like Tiger Woods in some way. So like you can't really say Tiger Woods, but
exactly. Especially like that.
Rory's
That's
pretty
like one of
good.
those where like before you're even into golf, you knew who Tiger was. So it's like kind of cool from that standpoint. But
pretty much. So
out of curiosity, I know I hate Bryson, but do you guys have anyone who you just like can't stand? Maybe it's just Bryson, or maybe you just think it's hilarious that I hate Bryson. But I don't know if there's any others that stand out to you as you're like, dude, I just can't stand this guy. Actively root for him to just miss everything.
I wouldn't say that I have anybody that I like strongly dislike. I mean, like Bryson is annoying, so I don't really care for him. But
hell yeah, dude.
Like,
join the club.
I would just say like, there's more people that are just like, we're just like frustrating because like you want them to be good, and then they're like struggle, and you're like, dude, I want you to be good so bad. You keep struggling.
You're not helping.
It's like more of that kind of like more of like a frustration type person, like Rory McIlroy. Like dude, you used to be a legend. Like you got to get it back together, man. And like Jordan Spieth, I feel like he always like does that a little bit.
Like they always do so well in the first half or the first 9, or even like the first few days of the tournament, and then when it comes down to it, they like get like +5, and like you're like, dude, what are you doing? How did you end up here, man? Like you were like -5 going into this.
So, exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Awesome. Well, I think we kind of covered a lot of bases here. So thank you, Kyle, for talking with us about some golf. Definitely down to go golfing sometime in the near future, especially either I don't know the next time if the 3 of us go golfing, it'll be by chance that Tyler comes out here, or truthfully, I am down the next time we go out to Denver to bring my clubs, because the idea that I'll actually be able to hit the ball far and straight sounds great. So in theory, it won't stay straight, but hopefully hopefully y'all enjoyed listening. And so we'll get into a few of our segments, and we'll have Kyle back on for our 5v5. Okay, huge shout out to Kyle for coming on and talking with us about golf. Now moving on to deep dive. What do you got this week?
Yeah, definitely. So I think I might have 2 here, just because this one's kind of short and the other one is a little bit longer. But the one I have currently for the short one here is the number 40 spelled out is the only number that letters follow alphabetically. FORTY.
FORTY. No way.
No other number, when you spell it out in English at least, follows alphabetically.
I don't know how I'm trying to think of one, but obviously this is a fact you found, so it's going to be impossible. That's crazy.
Maybe. So what? Yeah, pretty much.
But that's mind blowing. I guess it's, I don't know. I guess at a certain point, the numbers like become repetitive. So it's like, obviously, like at a certain point, you're saying the number 1 a lot, or 2, stuff like that. So I was like, how the fuck would someone come up, figure this out? Like, but I guess at a certain point, you're like, see it. What the fuck? That's crazy. That's
number 40 for you. And then my second one, a little more interesting here. I was scrolling through TikTok, and this guy like hooked me on the thing, and I've heard of this before, but I never like really paid attention to it. Is that, and I don't know if I've said this before. I feel like I have, because I know I've looked into it before, but anyway, humans today, we still don't know how eels repopulate. We still don't, or reproduce, I guess I should say. Like, we can dissect them, and we do not see any sexual reproduction organs in them. And then also we can like leave that, like, they don't know if it's a male or female, but like we can leave eels together, and we've never seen them mate in the wild or captivity. The only thing, there's like a lot of unknowns that we don't know about eels. The only thing that like we know, that they're one of the only sea-bearing animals or fish or wildlife, whatever, I don't know, that come from the ocean, live in fresh water, and then go back to the ocean when they're older. And to make it even weirder is they go to the Bermuda Triangle,
which is like,
and then that's where they go,
notorious at things like,
and where they come from. So like apparently like the thing is like when they're old, they go back to the ocean where they came from, go to the Bermuda Triangle, and then new ones come back. and that's all we
fucking.
That's what we know.
That's
I mean, I could be wrong.
weird.
If there's someone out there that knows marine biology and that knows about this, then like gladly share it with me because I'm actually really interested. But apparently, that's all we know about eels. So we have no clue how they reproduce. We have no clue, like, deciding factors on the inside, I guess. And then we don't know why they go to the Bermuda Triangle. We don't know how they're able to go from freshwater to saltwater and back, or saltwater to freshwater and back. And then old ones leave and new ones come back. So
what the fuck? That's fucking
eels, dude.
Yeah, eels. What the hell? I guess like, no, I don't even know. I would just like, how would you not know? Especially in like captivity, like you'd be like,
they just don't reproduce.
Like, I'm paying a fucking like intern or something. You're just watching this. You're just watching this. Keep your eyes peeled.
They put the Marvin Gaye on and everything, and nothing happens, man.
Yeah, holy fuck. That's crazy. That is a mind fuck. That is a mind fuck. Okay, so I guess my deep dive. So at this point, I don't know, I feel like it started over the weekend. There's like that whole milk crate challenge. So I found something really interesting about milk crates. So apparently there's a whole thing about people wanting to like steal milk crates. So apparently the like plastic that milk crates are made out of is like super, super valuable. So there's people who like actually steal these. So a lot of states have like opted to like have increased the fines that go along with this theft. And I was like, that's kind of interesting, because I'm like, I've thought about this. It's like at this, I don't know, maybe it's just for me, but like I don't know where people would be getting all these milk crates from. So I was like, I don't know where they.
I don't see it being that much different of plastic than the plastic that's in like crate, or not crate stuff, but like other crates, not just milk crates, or like, I don't know, like other plastic. I feel like it's not that hard to come by.
Let's see, where did I was just
that's pretty crazy that people
so
performing heists for these.
Apparently, okay, so here we go. The material that crates are made from is from the same material that's used to make our gasoline. So as the price of gas increases, so does the price for milk crates. And apparently, as recently as 2010, milk crate thefts have made the news, with Boston having an increase in the number of reported milk crate thefts. The highly organized thieves would steal the crates under the cover of night and grind them up. They would then sell the very valuable plastics to recycling companies. So that's, I don't
crazy
know.
That like recycling companies are like, yeah, like, we'll take.
No questions asked. Like, don't worry about how I got the plastic.
Yeah, don't worry. I just have like 40,000 pounds of this fine grained plastic. Like, sweet, dude, I'll take it.
Look, I just had it laying around. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is crazy. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, now this is not like into the deep dive or whatever, but like I'm curious, like how, I don't know. It seems like it's hard, because I feel like everyone falls when they're doing this challenge. But like it's also I feel like it's like, well, you just walk up and then walk down. But at the same time, it's like fucking I feel like
flimsy and like
very, very few people I feel like you see like actually go across. Yeah. And I know my balance is shit, so I 100% would fall.
Yeah. Oh, I know I would.
But I don't know. If any of you want to do the milk crate challenge, send it to us. I have no interest in doing it, but if you want to do it, send it to us. We'll share it on our socials.
I'd probably do it if the opportunity was there, but I'm not going to seek it out.
Yeah, true. Exactly. I guess that's true. If it was there,
I would be interested to see how I do, or how hard it actually is.
It just looks like it would hurt so bad to fall. Like some of these people fall like on their back onto like the milk crates. I'm like, dude, that like my back will hurt by itself. Like I'm like, I feel like I'm deteriorating. So like that would just accelerate it by X amount of degrees, and I would just be full on old man. It would be terrible.
Yeah, no, I'd break my back.
Yeah, so I don't know. That was my little deep dive. So what do you got?
I didn't even know about like people stealing.
Dude, I didn't either. I was just
unless it was like the 1920s.
Yeah, I guess it's a common thing. But all right, so what do you got for your 4 p.m. meeting of the week?
Yeah, so I guess I really couldn't honestly think of anything, but we are cleaning out our apartment, and we have I don't know if you were, I don't know if when you were here you saw a lot of them, but there's a lot of spiders in our apartment, like a lot. Like I am at least killing a spider like 4 or 5 times a week, I would say.
Really? I had
Yeah.
no idea.
So
They were just living among us.
yeah, dude. And I mean, like, they're not like daddy long legged like in the Midwest. They're like pretty like quarter size thick boys, you know.
Oh
And you're
shit.
like,
They
yeah,
pretty
and I'm
chunk.
like, you know,
They're eating the good stuff in Denver.
that's right, dude. This altitude's breeding them different. But I was cleaning out the traps today, and I'm like, oh, there's spider traps, and like I think all it is just glue, like a glue trap. It's not like it's not like it's gonna attract them or anything. I don't think. And I was like, there's no way this is gonna like really get a lot of spiders, because I'm like, who would be dumb enough to walk on these traps? And but unbeknownst to me, we like put them in like the most random spots, you know, corners and whatnot around the apartment.
Yeah.
And I'm picking them up to like we're gonna change them out or whatever. And there's like literally 3 or more spiders in each of the traps that we set.
And you said, how often do you like check them?
It's probably been like 3 weeks, I would say.
And how many of you like? So I'm just curious, like the numbers here. How many?
So there was probably, I think there was 5.
Damn. So you killed 15 spiders in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, just the traps, not like
What?
me smashing them.
What the fuck? Y'all
Yeah.
have an infestation.
Dude, it's well, I mean, like we have like a rock garden by us and like stuff like that, and we have like outdoor patio door and stuff like that. But like, I'm just like, why is there this many? Like, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah,
is like the eggs around here somewhere, or like what's going on?
I'm just thinking how funny it'd be. Like we're on the Zoom call right now. I just saw a little spider just like dangling down right in front.
Maybe
right behind you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
That like, grab me and pull.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. So I guess I've got like 2 4 p.m. meetings a week. The first one's pretty like small or quick, but so one of the things I know we had talked about a few episodes ago was like business travel. And one of the things that I was looking forward to was I was told, hey, you're going to get to go to this conference in San Diego in November. And I found out today that it's canceled. So that kind of sucks. It's, I mean, granted, it's for like safety. People are wanting to make sure to be like safe with a big congregation of people at with the Delta variant and all that fun stuff. So totally understand all that stuff. Want to be safe. Just sucks. So that's a mild inconvenience. But then this other one, so yesterday I was fortunate enough to get Cubs tickets through work. And so it was me and my younger brother. I brought Carter. And so we're going to the game. And I was under the impression, and it was hard because my team wasn't really like I got the tickets through like leadership within my team, but like they weren't very privy to like what was going on with the tickets. So I went into this thinking, oh, I'm going to be sitting surrounded by people from work. So I was like, I wanted to look semi-presentable. So not like crazy, but like I'm going to a Cubs game. It's pretty hot outside, but I was like, whatever, I'll wear jeans and like a golf polo or whatever. And so I go to the game, sit down, all that stuff.
I wouldn't have cared if you wore like Cubs gear. I feel like that would have been expected.
They probably wouldn't have, but I didn't know how high up people were going. So like if there was like a super high up person, I was like, well, I don't know.
If I was the CEO, I'd be like, what, you don't like the Cubs?
Yeah, true. I guess that's true.
No, I'm just kidding.
But well, okay. I honestly didn't even care about the polo. Like, yeah, I probably could have worn a Cubs shirt, but the biggest thing for me was I was gonna for sure wear jeans.
Yeah,
and so I show up. And it's like a super informal fucking setting. Like I couldn't even, there's no way of me knowing if the person sitting next to me is from like my company or anything. Like Carter and I are just sitting in a section. So like we show up and it was honestly funny as fuck because I was like, why the fuck did I wear jeans? I felt like such an idiot. So that was a whole thing. But the game was fun. Cubs actually won, all that stuff.
Surprise.
Which it was a surprise to us all. So it was a good time, but that was one thing where I get back and I'm like, damn, I could have worn shorts. So, but it was a fun time. It was a good game.
Yeah, but still a 4 p.m. meeting.
Not that good of a game.
Yeah. So we could dive into our comedic report now, and you can go ahead and kick us off with that.
Let me pull up what I've got. So this first one, at this point, we would have talked to Kyle about golf already, so it's going to be very appropriate. So, although wait, I don't know if I can't remember if this one has good sound. Oh yeah. So this is the audio. I don't know if you can see the video. I'm trying to show it to Tyler. So it says when they ask if you want to play through at a golf, like you're golfing, and you're like, yeah, for sure. You go up to the hole to like tee off. And obviously, when you're being told to play through in golf, like there's people are like, oh, you can go in front of us. And so it was just this guy when that music's playing, his hands are like shaking as he's holding the club because he's just so nervous. Because there's now this crowd of people. You've got like a fucking entourage watching you. And I just thought it was funny. It's super relatable when like the few moments where I've been in an instance that it's like, oh yeah, you can go ahead. And I was like, I don't think you're aware of who you're telling to go ahead because I am not good. Yeah. So you're about to watch this and be like, I really fucked up.
Yeah, literally.
So I thought that was hilarious. So that was my first one. And then my second one, I saw this the other day, and it's a tweet that's a side-by-side screenshot. And what it's supposed to say is like, I gotta fuck her, man. And so the left screenshot is the before, the second one is after. So the first one, this is just shows the importance of a comma. The first screenshot is the original tweet that was deleted that doesn't have a comma. It says, I don't just laugh. It's like, I gotta fuck her, man. It's just like
the fact that he's gonna fuck her, man, and one implies that he's gotta fuck her, and he's exclaiming
like,
it.
He's just like, man. But yeah. I just thought it was so funny that the person's like, I gotta fuck her, man. He's like, delete. And then he's like,
so I was like, oh wow, damn. All right.
And then they retweet it and they're like, I gotta fuck her, man. I'm like, yeah. That just
better clean that up.
The fact that someone captured that is funny as fuck. Not to mention the fact that I don't know, just cracked me up. The subtle importance of a comma just brought to life there, but I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I saw that tweet and that had me dying. I love those tweets too, man. And I think that there was like another one too that was I saw either someone quote tweeted as like, this is the same energy or whatever, and it was like something like that with like the comma missing in there.
Oh yeah,
very raunchy.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I think for me, I'm actually gonna call an audible here, and there is this tweet that I liked, and this is what I was looking for. I didn't think I liked it. That's why I was like, oh, maybe I don't have it, but it's a picture of all the Wendy's in Chicago, and
like the Wendy's restaurants.
Yeah, like you're on like Apple Maps and you search like Wendy's and like all of them pop up throughout Chicago. And he just tweeted it and said, "Wow, I see why they call it the Wendy City." And then I'd be dying. See, it's like, oh, you can't see. Oh, you can't see. Oh, get on me on the frame. There we go.
Oh, there you go. That's funny as fuck. That's good.
Yeah,
that's
so
good.
Like that was cracking me up. I was like, it's just the funny shit like that. Like, oh, I see why they call it the Wendy City now.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's that dad humor right there.
Oh yeah, dude, it cracks me up. I'm definitely gonna use that one in the future. Next is a tweet that is a Bo Burnham Vine.
Mm-hmm.
Back when he was on Vine, and if you know him from Vine, you're too young. But it's a funny Vine that he has like no hands in, so I guess I'll just have to play it for you. I have to get out of frame again so it can focus. And probably a lot of people may know this already from his like Vine career if you watch Vine compilations, but this just cracks me up because I love how abrupt he is.
Man, bringing home groceries would be a lot easier if I had hands.
Honey, need a hand?
How about two, you dumb bitch?
And like, just like that shit just always cracks me up. That's like classic.
Oh my god, he's fucking hilarious. I think that's one of the cool things I've seen with. I'm assuming was that a tweet or a TikTok?
That was on TikTok.
It was on TikTok. I feel like that's one of the things that I've really liked with TikTok is the fact that I feel like some of these vines from like back in the day are kind of resurfacing. So that's good to see for sure.
Definitely good.
Awesome. Then I think we can move on to our 5v5 worst text you can receive. Okay, so now getting into our 5v5 worst text you can receive. We have welcomed our friend Kyle back into the virtual studio here. And so getting into 5v5 worst texts you can receive. I guess Kyle, you should probably go first since you're our guest. Tyler, do you want second or third? I have no preference.
You can go second.
You go second. Okay. And is this something where I can't remember last time we did 3? Did we like snake it to where it would be like me or Kyle, me, then Tyler, you got 2 picks and then come back around? Because that'd probably be the best way.
I think that's how we
I
did
think that's how we did
Yeah,
it.
I think we snaked it.
All right. Sounds good to me. All right, Kyle. Worst text you can receive.
Worst text you can receive. I'll say number 1 is like, can we talk? Or
Yeah.
like,
That's a good
we need to
one.
talk, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I had that on my list. That's a good one. I think my first one is just the letter K, period. Just texting someone
Dude,
just like
that's so good.
K.
I know.
It's like, well, fuck me, I guess. Why'd you even respond? And it's funny too, because I think one of the things when it's like in teams, or if you're like texting like whether it's your parents, relatives, stuff like older relatives, stuff like that, like they have no context to that. They'll just like, oh, cool, okay. And I
Okay,
just read it as
yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
just give me the fucking middle finger. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, literally.
What
I
do
think
you
for
got,
my
Tyler?
pick, I'll probably have to go with LOL. I remember I used to hate that. Just be like, you tried to like talk to someone and be like, oh, dude, you'll never guess what happened to me today. And then like say, and there's like, LOL. And you're like, guess I'll go fuck myself.
That's hilarious.
And then I will pick the next one. I think this has to kind of go in line, but it's mostly one I would get from like my mom or something. And it'd be like, can you call me? And I'd be like, oh, fuck. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's a good one. Okay, so I don't know if this quantifies, and this is, I'll let you two rule on this. So it's worst texts you can receive. So I just said a green text, like from an Android phone. So it's not an actual message, but I say that's so annoying because like iMessage is just so
Yeah.
clean. It's crisp. Kyle, we were just talking before we started on here. You got your MacBook now, it's just so nice.
Yeah.
But when you
can
got
text
to
from your
deal with
Mac.
the Android,
Yep.
it's like, dude, why?
Especially in the
No, I
group
would allow
text.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude.
The group
We
text
may
is
as well
the worst.
do it on Facebook Messenger now.
Yeah, exactly. Like the group text is the worst because you'll be like texting a group of like 4 people or 5 people, and then the Android user will contribute to the conversation and start a completely different group with like 2 of you. And it's like, how does this even happen? So hands down, okay, I'm happy you agree, because I was like, dude, that's right up there for me. Because I'm like, listen, just get with the program, get an iPhone, stop being all stingy about like, oh, Android's better. Calm down, dude. Just
Doesn't
get an
Andy have an Android?
Andy does have an Android. So does Gavin. So this is directly targeted at them because I, with them, will communicate in a group via like Twitter or Snapchat. It's
Facebook
just
Messenger.
like, yeah, there's reasons like if it comes to like
Worst.
actual texting, I'll usually text like Carter more than I'll text like directly from like just pure text like Andy or Gavin, because for him, he has an iPhone. So it's beautiful. But for those guys, it's like, if you want to contact me, just contact me via Twitter. So
Gotcha. That's a good one. I like
Yeah.
that.
what do you got for, you got 2 coming up, Kyle?
Okay. Number 2, I have my test just came back positive.
Yeah. I had that
Oh
one down.
man, that's a good one.
That one is up there. And then I would say this third one is like, I guess more specifically to us, like we'll relate to it. Probably not everyone will relate to it, but it's Among Us ?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's a fucking good one.
The imitations.
Oh man, the danger of Among Us. People got too addicted to the game too fast. I've been taking in small doses. That's funny as fuck. That's a really good one. Very niche audience for that one, but dude, if I was voting, there you go.
Yeah.
That was a good one. I think for my, wait, that's my pick. I think it'll be I think we need to break up.
Yeah.
Like just breaking up over text, that's tough. Definitely a way to ruin your day.
Your summer.
Your yeah.
Jason's having
So,
memory flashbacks.
So yeah, that's
The summer of 2011 was a hard one.
yeah, dude, it's just tough. So that's mine.
Nice. I think my third one is gonna have to be suspicious activity on your bank account.
Oh
Does that have to
shit.
be
Yes,
a
That's
bad
good
one.
That's a good one.
I thought about that.
And then my fourth one, probably not as bad, but I'm probably have to go with well, actually no, I picked this because I don't think anyone would ever say this anymore. And if you do, like, why would you say it? And it's gonna be BRB. So
Oh, yeah,
Like-
nobody does say that anymore.
yeah, that used to be like a very common text messages. But if you got that text, I'd be like,
Don't come back.
you don't have to let me know. You can just not text me until you come back. So
That's funny as fuck. Oh my god. That's really good. I think my next one's kind of in line with the type of text when you're saying the suspicious activity. I think one of the saddest texts is when you get a notification that like your DoorDash order has been canceled or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
I was
just
thinking
like
about that one.
you're so angry because you finally decided what you wanted to eat, you got all your food, you know it's on the way, and it's like, oh yeah, your dasher just decided to say fuck you and is leaving you alone. Or like,
Yeah.
I know one of the things that we've dealt with when I've been back home is like, oh dude, like you've been drinking, you just want some Taco Bell like 2 a.m. and you order it, the order goes through, the dasher goes there, it's like Taco Bell's closed. It's like, bruh, why did it go through then? So that's
Yeah,
one of the
why they
worst texts.
confirm it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my fourth pick. That's up there.
That's solid. All right, my last two, I'm gonna follow a similar type of text, and I'm gonna say the text that I get for my bills is your bill is ready to be viewed. That is always the saddest text. I like,
Fuck.
it's back again 1 month later. And then my last one will be, can I ask you a question?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I just
that's
asked the
tough.
question.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna say? No.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, all right, fire away.
That's right. Let's see it.
What do you
Can't
what do you
stop
got?
you, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's hilarious. What do you got? I don't think this has been taken, but my last pick, just because of the immediate like panic that you have, like internal panic you have when you get this text, like is just getting a "where are you" text, and it's like, oh shit, am I supposed to be somewhere right now, or like
Oh,
something's
yeah.
going on, like something crazy, I completely blanked on it. So just getting like, oh, where are you? Like, where are you right now? It's like, fuck.
Oh yeah.
Like you completely forgot like plans or something crazy. So that would be my last pick.
Yeah. I think I was gonna go along the lines of that. It was like, oh, are you not coming in today? Like that'd be like, oh shit. Usually, but I think I don't know if I'm gonna use that. I think I'll probably use "You're Gonna Hate Me" as my last one.
Oh, that's good.
That's a good one. I mean, it's a bad one to receive, but it's a good choice for the sake of this.
Usually that
Oh,
means
yeah.
the date's canceled or something's not happening.
So
Oh, yeah.
don't hate me, but fuck. That hurts.
Bad.
So, yeah,
Nice.
I think
So
that's our five.
yeah, you want to each of us can go through our 5 picks.
Well, do we have any honorable mentions? I guess.
Oh yeah. Who
I
is
had
this?
like, "Are you up?"
Are
Like you up?
You up?
Thanks.
Hey, that could be a good context though,
That is
potentially a good
true.
text, maybe the best text you can receive. No, I'm kidding. Who is this? So like say you're like
Yeah.
texting, like especially if it's someone like imagine if it's like someone who you're like, oh, definitely want to like hit them up, see if they want to like grab drinks, something. It's like, hey, would love to meet up with you. It's like, who is this? It's like, fuck, they don't even care.
Or like the other way around, where it's like you get a text from like a number that you don't have saved in your phone and you don't know
Oh,
who it is, and you're like,
Yeah, that's true.
you gotta
Fuck.
you gotta do like extensive research. You're like asking, hey, do you have this number? Like one of your friends, like, hey, do you have this number in your phone? Who is this? Like,
Yeah.
because you're like, I don't want to be the person that says who is this.
yeah.
Man, you're so crazy. I'm so happy I picked you as the godfather of our child. What?
Oh man.
I
That's
think I
funny.
also had like, "Can I get a ride?" or like, can you come pick me up or something like that? And I'm just like, damn. Unless you're
Yeah.
expecting it, it's like, oh shit, dude. Or the I'm outside text is always like stress inducing. You'd be like, oh, I can get ready in like that much time. They're like, oh, I'm here. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, I
That's
have like your verification code is ...
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
because those are just like annoying.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That is annoying. I think along the same vein, I had I think you sent this to the wrong number. It's like, say you sent something like super
So long.
meaningful, some super meaningful text, and it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I think you
Confessing
sent
your
us the wrong number. Another one would be like like a message. Although I don't know if would you receive a text if someone like blocked your number? Like someone like this phone number
Oh.
can't be reached. I don't know if you'd receive a text, but like that along the same veins would be like, damn. Or I guess maybe this isn't a text you receive, but if you try sending someone a text, especially again, if you have an iPhone, it's like message not delivered. It's like, well, shit.
Ah,
guess I'm blocked.
yes, you know. An unwarranted nude pic would be also pretty bad.
that would be up there for sure.
Just like,
Oh
oh,
God.
Especially, oh my god, especially
just like, oh,
imagine,
sorry,
like,
wrong person.
yeah.
No.
It's bad by itself. Like in any setting that you're in, it would be bad, but especially bad. Imagine if like
Someone you
unsolicited, you're in like a work setting, or you're in like,
oh my god, the
you're
group
at like
chat.
hey,
Your
chilling
bar.
with your family, or like this. It's like, what the fuck? And like someone's like, yo, what did you just receive? It's like, I swear I don't know who this is.
Oh, dude. Oh, I forgot. This one, I guess this may not be that bad for you, but like this text message would be like, oh, don't open that Snapchat.
Oh yeah.
Those are always
No,
crazy. I don't know if that's
no.
necessarily like a bad text to get,
But
it's
it's
more so
like-
like bad for the other person.
Or like, did you mean to send me this?
Oh shit.
That would be like, fuck.
Oh.
Dude,
it's like,
that'd
what
be
did
a
I just
bad one. I
send
almost
you?
want to trade one of mine out for that because that's a
That is a good one. I didn't think of it until
That's
now.
ruthless.
Damn.
yeah. Did you mean to send me this? Like, oh shit.
It's like, what the fuck did I send? Did you
Yeah, it's
and
like,
like
I've
to a
never-
Snapchat?
you
Point,
know, I
like, did
never
you mean to
think
send me
I'd
that
do-
on Snapchat? It's like, what the fuck did I just send you on Snapchat?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh my god, dude.
The immediate panic.
Block
I
them.
would just send
Never
it, just
knew
be
them in my
like,
life.
yeah. Oh no. Oh no, that's so bad. That's so bad.
All right, we can probably go over
I'm
our
getting
list
like-
now.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. All right, Kyle, what were your 5 that you had?
My 5 were, can we talk? My test just came back positive. Among Us, ? And then your bill is ready to be viewed. And then, can I ask a question?
That's a good one. The 5 I had was K, period, just the letter K. Not my last name. That would be weird to receive.
That's
Green
hilarious.
text. So like you have an iPhone and you're receiving it from an Android. I think we need to break up. DoorDash order has been canceled. And then a text, where are you?
And mine were LOL. Can you call me? Suspicious activity on your bank account. The BRB, because that's weird. And then you're gonna hate me.
Solid.
All
That's
right.
a solid 5v5.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
one. Came out with
That
that
was
on the
fun.
spot, and that's a good category we got there. We got to do
Oh,
more
yeah.
of the worst ones, I feel.
Yeah, I think that's where we get creative answers, and we got to
Yeah.
really think about it. And yeah, definitely, if any of you listening have any ideas, send us them because we'd be happy to have them on the pod. But these worst ones definitely are some pretty solid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
That was super fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Thanks for
All
coming
right.
on.
Well, yeah, thank you, Kyle, so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed your time here.
Oh yeah, always. Thank you guys for having me again. I always love being on the pod.
That's right. Hopefully we can get more guests coming on these, and hopefully we can get Kyle to come back again soon. And just like always, we hope you guys enjoy this podcast. We hope you share it with a friend. We hope you get this work week done and out of the way with so we can get back to those weekends and those happy hours. So yeah, we will see you guys in the next one.
Oh, and live episode next Monday.